Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin exhibits a clear uptrend, supported by consistently increasing prices over the past 2 weeks and a positive forecast for the next week. The RSI consistently remains above 40, indicating a bullish momentum, and the price has been oscillating within the Bollinger Bands, suggesting continued volatility within an upward channel. Given this analysis, I recommend a long position strategy. Entry price will be $121,900 on October 6, 2025 Monday. The stop loss will be set at $120,500 to protect against a potential pullback. The initial target price will be $124,900, aligning with the forecast for October 8, 2025. To optimize returns, we'll implement a dynamic target price strategy. If the price reaches $124,900, we will move the stop loss to the entry price of $121,900, effectively securing the initial investment. Subsequently, if the price continues to rise, we will adjust the target price to $126,500 on October 10, 2025, and finally to $128,400 on October 12, 2025, capitalizing on the forecast's upward trajectory. This layered approach balances risk management with the potential for substantial gains, leveraging both RSI and Bollinger Band signals within a bullish trend. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum exhibits a generally upward trend, with recent volatility. The RSI consistently indicates oversold conditions, particularly between September 22 and October 5, fluctuating around 30 to 58. The Bollinger Bands show the price fluctuating within a range, indicating potential for both upward and downward movements. Considering these factors, I recommend a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Bands to capitalize on short-term price swings. We will implement a buy strategy when the RSI falls below 30 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band. The entry price will be $3,890, coinciding with the lower Bollinger Band and oversold RSI. The stop loss will be set at $3,860, just below the lower band, to protect against unexpected drops. The initial target price will be $4,310, aiming to capture a significant portion of the recent upward trend. If the price reaches $4,310, we will move the stop loss to the break-even point, $3,890, to secure profits and allow for further upside potential. Finally, a second target price of $4,560 will be set based on the forecast data for October 12, 2025, aiming for a substantial return. This combined RSI and Bollinger Band strategy, with clearly defined entry, stop loss, and target prices, offers a balanced approach to maximizing potential returns while managing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP shows a slight upward trend. The RSI consistently fluctuates around the 40 to 50 range, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been widening slightly, suggesting increasing volatility. Considering the support price of $2.85 and the forecast prices hovering around $2.93 to $2.98, a conservative strategy focusing on short-term gains is recommended. I propose a strategy to buy when the price touches the support level of $2.85. The stop loss should be set just below the support at $2.78, and the initial target price should be $2.97, aiming for a quick profit. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Bands. When the RSI dips below 40 and the price touches the support level of $2.85, it signals a potential buying opportunity. If the price breaks below the lower Bollinger Band of $2.73, it indicates a stronger bearish signal, and the stop loss should be adjusted to $2.70. Conversely, if the price reaches the upper Bollinger Band of $3.18, it suggests a potential profit-taking opportunity, and the target price should be adjusted to $3.05. This combined strategy offers a balance between capitalizing on support levels and utilizing technical indicators for enhanced risk management and profit maximization. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB shows a clear uptrend, breaking through the resistance level of $1,180 and continuing to rise. The RSI consistently stays above 50, indicating bullish momentum, with recent values approaching overbought territory. The Bollinger Bands are widening, suggesting increased volatility and potential for further price movement. Given this, I recommend a long position strategy. Entry price should be $1,140, with a stop loss set at $1,100 to protect against a potential pullback. The initial target price is $1,250, based on the forecast and the upper Bollinger Band. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate RSI signals. When the RSI falls below 30, consider entering a long position. If the RSI reaches 80, consider taking profits or tightening the stop loss. For example, if the RSI dips to 25, enter at $1,140, set a stop loss at $1,100, and aim for a target of $1,250. If the price reaches $1,250 and the RSI is above 75, consider moving the stop loss to break even or taking partial profits. This combined strategy leverages both trend analysis and RSI signals for optimal risk-reward. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solana demonstrates a generally upward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI fluctuates between 44.1 and 59.2, indicating neither extreme overbought nor oversold conditions for most of the period. The Bollinger Bands show that the price has been oscillating within a range, with the bottom band consistently around 192 and the top band around 258. The forecast for the next week suggests a continued upward trajectory, with prices ranging from $223 to $230. Given this analysis, I recommend a long position strategy with an entry price of $223. To mitigate risk, set a stop loss at $212, coinciding with the support level. For the target price, I propose $230, aligning with the upper end of the forecast range and the recent resistance levels. The strategy combines RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI falls below 20, consider a long position. If the RSI exceeds 80, consider a short position. If the price touches the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, consider a long position. If the price touches the top of the Bollinger Bands, consider a short position. This combined strategy provides a balanced approach, capitalizing on both momentum and volatility. This portfolio is expected to generate high returns with moderate risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin exhibits a slight upward trend. The price has been fluctuating between a support of $0.242 and a resistance of $0.262. The RSI values have generally been between 40 and 60, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is currently near the middle band, suggesting a period of consolidation. Considering the forecast prices, which are consistently around $0.254 to $0.255, we can formulate a strategy that focuses on capitalizing on minor upward movements while mitigating risk. Our strategy will be a combination of RSI and Bollinger Band signals. We will enter a long position at $0.247, coinciding with the first forecast price and near the support level. The stop loss will be set at $0.242, just below the support price, to limit potential losses. The initial target price will be $0.254, aligning with the forecast prices and the middle Bollinger Band. If the price reaches $0.254, we will move the stop loss to the entry price of $0.247 to secure profits. A secondary target price will be $0.262, the resistance level, where we will consider taking partial profits and adjusting the stop loss accordingly. This portfolio balances the potential for gains with defined risk management, suitable for a moderate risk tolerance. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON shows a slight upward trend, bouncing between the support price of $0.333 and the resistance price of $0.351. The RSI fluctuates around 50, indicating neither overbought nor oversold conditions recently. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing, suggesting a period of consolidation, but the forecast predicts a slight increase, with prices hovering around $0.34. Considering these factors, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy. We will enter a long position when the RSI dips below 40, signaling a potential oversold condition. Specifically, we will enter a long position at $0.339. To mitigate risk, place a stop-loss order just below the support level at $0.332. Our target price will be set at the resistance level of $0.351, aiming for a potential 12% gain. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. If the price touches the lower band, $0.331, and the RSI is below 40, it strengthens our buy signal. We'll maintain the $0.332 stop loss and adjust the target price based on a breach of the upper Bollinger Band, $0.354. If the price breaks above $0.354, we'll raise our target to $0.355. This dynamic approach allows us to capitalize on momentum while managing risk effectively. This combined RSI and Bollinger Band strategy offers a balanced approach, blending technical indicators for informed decision-making and maximizing potential returns within a defined risk tolerance. Based on the historical data and forecast, Wrapped Beacon ETH shows a clear upward trend, supported by consistently breaking through previous resistance levels. The RSI consistently remained below 50, indicating a potential oversold condition, and the forecast price suggests continued growth. The Bollinger Bands also confirm this, with the price frequently touching the lower band and then rebounding. Therefore, my strategy is to implement a long position, capitalizing on the upward momentum. I recommend entering a long position at $4,710, placing a stop-loss order at $4,790 to protect against potential downturns, and setting a target price at $4,920, aligning with the forecast data and previous resistance levels. To further refine the strategy, I'll incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Bands indicators. When the RSI dips below 30, consider entering a long position. Conversely, if the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it signals a potential buying opportunity. The target price will be adjusted based on the upper Bollinger Band, aiming for $5,110. This combined approach provides a robust investment strategy, balancing risk and reward to maximize potential returns while protecting capital. Based on the historical data and forecast, Chainlink shows a slight upward trend, bouncing between the support price of $20.2 and the resistance price of $23.5. The RSI fluctuates around 40 to 50, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands suggest periods of volatility, with prices occasionally touching the upper or lower bands. Considering these factors, I propose a strategy focused on capitalizing on short-term pullbacks to the lower end of the range. Specifically, when the price approaches the support level of $20.2 and the RSI dips below 35, enter a long position at $20.3. Set a stop-loss at $19.9 to protect against a potential breakdown, and aim for a target price at $22.6, aligning with the previous resistance levels and a reasonable profit margin. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate the Bollinger Bands. If the price touches the lower band of the Bollinger Bands, which has been around $20, it could be a potential entry point at $20.1. The stop-loss should be set slightly below the lower band at $19.8, and the target price should be set at the center of the Bollinger Bands, approximately $22.7. This combined strategy leverages both RSI and Bollinger Bands for increased confirmation and potentially higher returns. The overall portfolio should prioritize the combined strategy, as it incorporates both indicators for a more robust decision-making process. Based on the historical data and forecast, Sui shows a slight upward trend with periods of volatility. The price has consistently found support around $3.26, and the resistance is at $3.89. The RSI fluctuates between 36.6 and 56.3, indicating both oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands show that the price has been oscillating within the bands, suggesting continued sideways movement with potential for breakouts. Combining these factors, I recommend a strategy that leverages both RSI and Bollinger Bands for optimal returns. My strategy involves a combination of RSI and Bollinger Band signals. Initially, a long position can be opened at $3.43, coinciding with the start of the forecast period and a bounce from the lower Bollinger Band. A stop-loss order should be placed at $3.36, just below the recent low and slightly outside the support level, to limit potential losses. The target price is set at $3.5, aligning with the center of the Bollinger Bands and a reasonable profit target given the current sideways trend. If the price breaks above the upper Bollinger Band, consider adjusting the target price to $3.59. This combined strategy aims to capitalize on short-term price movements while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogwifhat shows a downtrend with a support level at $0.728. The RSI consistently remains below 50, indicating a bearish sentiment, with values fluctuating between 34.4 and 45.9. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, suggesting increased volatility, with the price frequently touching the lower band. The forecast for the next week indicates a continued sideways movement around $0.735, but with a slight downward pressure. Considering these factors, a short-term bearish strategy is warranted. Therefore, I recommend a short position with an entry price of $0.74. Set a stop loss at $0.76 to protect against unexpected upward movements. The initial target price should be $0.728, coinciding with the strong support level. If the price hits the support level, consider closing the position. If the price continues to decline, a secondary target price of $0.713 can be considered, based on the lower Bollinger Band. This strategy combines RSI analysis, Bollinger Bands, and support level considerations for a balanced risk-reward approach. Based on the historical data and forecast, IOTA demonstrates a potential for a bullish trend. The price has been fluctuating within a defined range, with support at $0.188 and resistance at $0.192. The RSI has been oscillating between oversold and overbought levels, indicating possible buy and sell opportunities. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is currently near the lower band, suggesting a potential bounce. Considering these factors, I propose a strategy focused on capitalizing on potential upward movements. My recommended strategy is to enter a long position at $0.178. The stop loss should be set at $0.175 to mitigate potential losses if the price declines. The initial target price is $0.183, aiming to capture a quick profit. We will then adjust the target price to $0.186 if the price breaks through $0.183. The RSI is currently at 55.2, which is not overbought, and the price is near the lower Bollinger Band, suggesting a potential upward movement. This combined with the forecast price of $0.178 for the next week provides a strong case for a long position. This strategy combines technical indicators and forecast data to maximize potential returns while managing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB shows a clear uptrend, breaking through the resistance level of $1,180 and continuing to rise. The RSI consistently stays above 50, indicating bullish momentum, with recent values approaching overbought territory. The Bollinger Bands are widening, suggesting increased volatility and potential for further price movement. Given this, I recommend a long position strategy. Entry price should be $1,140, with a stop loss set at $1,100 to protect against a potential pullback. The initial target price is $1,250, based on the forecast and the upper Bollinger Band. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate RSI signals. When the RSI falls below 30, consider entering a long position. If the RSI reaches 80, consider taking profits or tightening the stop loss. For example, if the RSI dips to 25, enter at $1,140, set a stop loss at $1,100, and aim for a target of $1,250. If the price reaches $1,250 and the RSI is above 75, consider moving the stop loss to break even or taking partial profits. This combined strategy leverages both trend analysis and RSI signals for optimal risk-reward. Based on the historical data and forecast, Wormhole shows an upward trend with consistent price increases in the forecast period. The RSI values fluctuate between 51.2 and 63.5, indicating periods of both oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is currently near the upper band, suggesting a potential for a pullback or consolidation. Considering these factors, I propose a combined strategy leveraging RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. First, we will implement an RSI-based strategy with an entry price of $0.113 when the RSI falls below 40, a stop-loss price of $0.103 at the support level, and a target price of $0.123 when the RSI reaches 80. Second, we will use the Bollinger Bands to predict price movements. If the price breaks above the upper Bollinger Band, $0.123, we will enter a long position with a stop-loss at $0.113 and a target of $0.125. If the price falls below the lower Bollinger Band, $0.0916, we will enter a short position with a stop-loss at $0.103 and a target of $0.113. Finally, we will combine these strategies to create a portfolio. If the RSI is below 40 and the price is near the lower Bollinger Band, we will enter a long position with an entry price of $0.111, a stop-loss of $0.103, and a target of $0.121. This combined approach aims to maximize returns by capitalizing on both momentum and volatility. Based on the historical data and forecast, Starknet shows a slight upward trend with considerable volatility. The RSI consistently fluctuates above 30, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions recently. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, suggesting increasing price volatility. The forecast for the next week indicates a stable price around $0.143, with slight fluctuations. Considering these factors, a combined strategy utilizing RSI and Bollinger Bands is recommended. We will implement a long position when the price touches the lower Bollinger Band and the RSI is below 30, aiming to capitalize on potential rebounds. Specifically, we will enter a long position at $0.138 on October 6, 2025, when the forecast price touches the lower Bollinger Band. The stop-loss will be set at $0.135, just below the lower Bollinger Band to mitigate potential losses if the price continues to decline. The target price will be $0.15, aligning with the support level and providing a reasonable profit margin. This strategy combines the volatility signal from the Bollinger Bands with the momentum indication from the RSI, aiming for a balance between risk and reward. We will hold this position until the target price is reached or the stop-loss is triggered. Based on the historical data and forecast, Tezos shows a slight upward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI fluctuates between 36.8 and 49.8, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions consistently. The Bollinger Bands have been contracting recently, suggesting a potential breakout. Considering the support price of $0.668 and the resistance price of $0.755, a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Bands is recommended. We will implement a strategy where we enter long positions when the RSI falls below 30 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band. The entry price will be $0.683, coinciding with the forecast price and the lower Bollinger Band. The stop-loss will be set just below the support price at $0.66 to protect against a potential downward reversal. The initial target price will be the resistance level of $0.755, aiming for a significant profit. However, if the price breaks through the resistance, we will adjust the target price to $0.80, based on the historical top of the Bollinger Bands. This dynamic adjustment allows us to capitalize on continued upward momentum. The strategy is to buy at $0.683, set a stop-loss at $0.66, and target $0.755. Based on the historical data and forecast, PYTH network shows a slight upward trend. The price has consistently found support around $0.14 and resistance around $0.182. The RSI fluctuates between 40 and 53, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing recently, suggesting a potential breakout. Considering the forecast data, the price is expected to increase to $0.163 within the next week. Therefore, I propose a long position strategy with an entry price of $0.153, a stop-loss price of $0.14, and a target price of $0.163. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. When the RSI falls below 20, oversold, we buy. When the RSI exceeds 80, overbought, we sell. If the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, we buy, and if it touches the upper Bollinger Band, we sell. Combining these signals, I recommend entering a long position at $0.153, setting a stop loss at $0.14, and aiming for a target of $0.163. This strategy balances trend following with volatility-based signals for potentially higher returns. Based on the historical data and forecast, Pudgy Penguin shows a mixed trend with periods of consolidation and minor upward movement. The RSI consistently hovers around the 40 to 50 range, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. However, the recent upward trend in the forecast prices suggests a potential for a slight bullish move. The support price is stable at $0.0293, while the resistance is at $0.0365. Providing a clear range for potential price action. Considering these factors, I propose a moderately bullish strategy. We will initiate a long position when the RSI drops below 37 and the price touches the support level of $0.0293. The entry price will be $0.0293. To manage risk, set a stop loss at $0.028, just below the support level. The target price will be $0.032, aiming for a moderate profit within the established resistance range. To further refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. If the price breaks below the lower band, $0.0251, during the trade, it signals increased volatility and potential downside risk, prompting an immediate exit. Conversely, if the price touches the upper band, $0.0377, it suggests a strong upward momentum, and we can consider adjusting the target price to $0.034 for a more conservative profit-taking approach. This combined RSI and Bollinger Band strategy offers a balanced approach, capitalizing on potential upward movement while mitigating downside risk through dynamic stop-loss adjustments. This portfolio is the most efficient of the three strategies. Based on the historical data and forecast, Aptos exhibits a clear upward trend, supported by consistent price increases and a forecast projecting further gains. The RSI consistently remained above 40, indicating a bullish momentum. The recent surge in RSI values, peaking at 71.7, suggests the asset is nearing overbought conditions, but the forecast indicates continued upward movement. Combining this with the Bollinger Bands, where the price has been consistently trading near the upper band, reinforces the bullish outlook. Therefore, I propose a long position strategy with an entry price of $5.1. To mitigate risk, set a stop loss at $5.31, aligning with the established support level. The initial target price should be $5.73, corresponding to the forecast for October 12, 2025. To enhance the strategy, I will incorporate an RSI-based adjustment. If the RSI drops below 40, indicating an oversold condition, consider adding to the position at $4.03. Set a stop loss at $3.72 in this scenario. The target price remains at $5.73. The Bollinger Band strategy will be used to confirm the trend. If the price breaks below the lower Bollinger Band, consider exiting the position. This multifaceted approach, combining trend analysis, RSI signals, and Bollinger Band confirmations, aims to maximize returns while effectively managing risk, resulting in a high probability, high reward investment opportunity. Based on the historical data and forecast, Zcash demonstrates a strong uptrend, particularly evident in the recent surge to $166. The RSI consistently remains above 60, often exceeding 80, indicating overbought conditions but failing to reverse the trend. The Bollinger Bands have widened significantly, confirming increased volatility and price momentum. Given this context, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $127, coinciding with the initial forecast price and a recent support level. A stop-loss order will be placed at $120, just below the lower Bollinger Band and a recent support level, to mitigate potential losses. The target price will be set at $174, aligning with the forecast high for the week and a potential resistance level. To optimize returns, we will utilize a hybrid strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 40, indicating an oversold condition, we will consider adding to our position at $120. Conversely, if the price touches the upper Bollinger Band, we will consider taking partial profits at $167. This adaptive approach allows us to capitalize on both momentum and potential pullbacks. This portfolio balances risk and reward, aiming for substantial gains while incorporating safeguards against adverse price movements. The strategy is designed to leverage the strong uptrend while accounting for inherent market volatility.